All right, we've got another bout with the NOC brand here. This is called a chef's knife, basically, and I can understand why. There you go. Your cutting surface right there. No big flipper tab getting in the way. This and that. There is no flipper. It's cut out in the blade, so that may present issues for certain types of materials you might cut with it. But it's a VG10 blade, which is pretty common in a lot of cutlery because it's so corrosion resistant, got a lot of chromium in it. This is a titanium frame lock. Pretty sturdy lock up there. That's 50% all day long. Let me see what the plunge looks like. It's hard to tell right now. I'm looking at it. It looks a little deeper on this side than here, if you catch that. These are $94 retail. I got mine White Mountain knives, and so $94.99 minus 10% discount when you use the LTK discount code. So it's about $9.50 off, which throws you in the low 80s for overall, or mid 80s overall delivered. So that might be something that you would want to consider. It's nice. What does TACRAY mean? I don't know. I have a feeling that there are so many interrelated manufacturers and retailers that operate out of China, that who knows who makes what knives. I mean, I'd be surprised if I really found out who makes certain brands, and that maybe it's a common manufacturer for many brands, which I've been hearing is true. So I guess they had these little pouches, which are Velcro, not zipper. And of course you get plastic, and the knife comes in there. And then there's an outer sleeve, okay? And it says NOC DT03. It's gray. You can get it in blue as well. But I got the gray. And so how does it drop? Drops pretty good. Nice action. Centered. No blade play. No lock rock. Got a big enough cut out there on that stonewash blade? Yeah, it does. So it's easy to flick open. Decent sized knife. Not terribly big. Doesn't feel terribly heavy either. 116 grams, kind of not real super light, but not terribly heavy either. Let's roll it round to ounces. A little over 4 ounces. So, no, not bad that way. Now, how big is it? Well, it's definitely smaller than the Best Tech Swordfish. Much smaller than that. Now, how about Spyderco? Let's try and get the butts lined up. It looks pretty close to the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And how about my Real Steel Phasma Free? Well, it's bigger than the Phasma. How about my 236 Tucson knife? No, 236 is way bigger. It's a bigger knife. Crooked River. This is the full-size Crooked River. It's going to be way bigger, too. So, yeah. Oh, well. Let's put the tape to it. Get the real numbers. And, depends on where you want to get your numbers. Is it 3 3/4 inch blade, or is it a 4-inch blade? Well, it's got a 4-inch cutting edge on it. Okay, so it's got 100 millimeter plus, maybe almost 105, maybe about 103 millimeter cutting edge, okay? And then you go to 8 3/8, not quite 8.5 overall at 21, a little over 21 centimeters. How fat is it? Not bad, 0.48. 12.2 millimeters, and blade stock is 3.1. 0.12. So not a terribly heavy blade stock. I like the design. I think it should function well as a kitchen-oriented knife, food prep knife. It's definitely slicey and sharp out of the box. Detent's appropriate, especially since it's not a flipper, so you don't want the detent to be real strong because you want to be able to flip it open or just roll it open with your thumb. So yeah, it's a 4.5 maybe to a 5 on the detent. I can't shake it out, and it feels pretty solid in there before it lets go of the detent. So it's not a real heavy blade. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. It gives you some opportunity if you wanted to pimp it out. Do something different color, complementary color on pocket clip and backspacer if possible. Maybe do some different colors in the cutouts. There's a lot of guys I know that pimp knives and do different things on knives. So, you're always looking at that possibility. We're going to take it apart, look inside, see what we got. But it's real stonewashy looking, titanium. And of course, stonewash VG10 blade. I'd say the design flows pretty well. Back here, no. Probably, basically due to what design choices you had to make as far as where that blade stop was gonna hit your blade. I don't know if you could have done a wraparound, but I don't see how you could reconfigure this, but it may have been able to be reconfigured. Bring it here so that this thing actually flows into the bolster, but it doesn't. Blade length to handle, yeah, I'm touching it right there and down here. Yeah, I can still catch the end. So yes, all they could get in there. Can't touch the blade up here, and it does have a backspacer which says NOC Knives DT03. Obviously a right hand only carry here. Balance. I'm stepping back a ways to get the balance. Yeah, there's your balance right there. Lock bar, it's machined here. They're not giving you a lot of clearance here to get to that lock bar, but it doesn't feel difficult to do. I think you got to be careful when you break that thing loose because you don't really have a flipper tab to touch your thumb to let you know you can drop it. Although this area in here is not sharpened, and if you get up in there, it's already over the detent ball, so that kind of protects you. It does give it a bit of fidget factor. I think this is a knife that you'll either like or you won't. They're doing a lot of machine work in here. The hardware looks good. It's got a real finished machined hardware look, so that's clean. It doesn't look cheap. A lot of milling, machining, lines, and things that are being put in here for design aesthetics that I like. Lot of NOC knives I'm attracted to, maybe because they're very angular, futuristic looking, or just really radical and different. But this one, for as radical as it may seem, the ergos are good. Reverse grip is fine. Pocket clip's not a hot spot. Yeah, it's right hand only, and it's not terribly deep carry, but it's not bad. And, like I said, we're going to take it apart. It doesn't look like they've done any weight relieving there, but it's just barely over 4 ounces, so not bad. Well, let's disassemble this knife. And don't know which side to start from, so let's start from the presentation side. Let's see if that does anything. Yeah, you can see that's not where the screw is, so I think we're going to go back. The back side right there, and there's where the screw is, so I think we're going to go that way. These are number 6s, I guess, so kind of surprised. I think I saw mostly number 8s on one of the others that I did from NOC recently, so ooh, boy, that fits. That definitely fits. Oh, yeah. Whew. And we've got different size screws, don't we? That one was up front. This one is in back. Interesting why they would do that. Let's see what our pocket clip tells us. Oh, well, there goes the screw to the pocket clip. This thing's going to come apart. There we go. And we've got a steel washer in there to interface with the bearings, which are ceramic detent, hardened steel insert, over travel stop as well. Very clean. Looks clean. Looks clean everywhere through here. Let's pull this off. And we got bearings. Wow, this thing is really clean. Very nice. Here's from the presentation side. It's not a D-shaped pivot, but it's a one piece here, and you can access that from the front, obviously, that we did. So at least it's got access front and back to break it loose if you get a little happy with the thread locker at some point in time. And then, of course, here's your stop. It's got a little collar on it that fits inside on the other side because it shows through. Let's get our pivot locked down, kind of put together there so we can throw the rest of these screws in. And well, we've got 2 screws on the pocket clip. One's longer than the other, so you know this one's coming into this back spacer. The other one is not. So that's the longer screw. Good. Here, the little bit shorter one, because it's just got to engage with the scale. And then the longer screw here is for this part, this body screw here. And as we said, the shorter one fits up front. And they just come to an end. They don't, they're well done. They feel solid. When you get them screwed down, it just stops. It doesn't give you a lot of extra play there, which is good. It feels like you hit it, and there you are, buddy. Yeah, it's good. No, I mean, that's it, folks. Okay, so where are we? Well, we look centered. No play. How's my drop? Looks pretty good. NOC Chef knife, huh? The DT03. Pretty solid, easy to take apart, put back together. Good fit and finish. The ergos are fine. Blade to handle length. Pretty solid feeling knife. This is just one of those things where you have to decide, is this something that you're attracted to? Do you like it? Yeah, I do like so many of the NOC designs, so that's just me. That's why I got it, put it on my channel. And you know what we do? We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.